Ah, what a year it's been. We've witnessed everything from a major war engulfing Europe, Amber Heard sparring with Jack Sparrow, the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Elon Musk going absolutely bonkers, Roe v. Wade overturned, Will Smith spanking Chris Rock, and this bold chap suddenly becoming the second coming of Christ. Today on the Chort Show, we're breaking down the top 10 stories of this crazy year just for you. Join me for the definitive 2022 Rewind. Summer 2022 was dominated by Amber Heard's defamation trial against Johnny Depp. Starting in April, the live-streamed proceedings would capture the attention of the internet, with millions of people tuning in every day to watch Captain Jack Sparrow square off against his former wife, attractive mermaid lady. Depp's legal team sought to disprove Heard's domestic abuse allegations and to instead demonstrate that she had in fact been the instigator rather than the victim. Yet what truly captivated us throughout the trial were the funny, gruesome, and intimate moments of the proceedings, whether that be accounts of unsavory violence, lawyers objecting to their own questions, or Amber Heard being a serial pooper. The internet threw its support behind Depp, with countless fans clinging on to every word he uttered with his suave and highly sexy voice.
Objection hearsay.
Our entertainment correspondent seems to disagree.
The fact that you're even ranking this is disgusting, okay? This is a story of abuse and trauma.
Could you let me keep going? Number 9 is even worse.
His voice isn't even sexy, ew, no.
Yet as hot as Johnny Depp is, something else was burning far hotter this year. The planet. Coming in at number 9, climate change has dominated headlines across the globe once again in 2022. Europe experienced stinging heatwaves all summer long. Earthquakes rattled Samoa and Indonesia, droughts affected Africa, and carbon emissions continued to rise, driven in large part by the methane output of that one friend you have who just can't stop farting. Yet, not everyone was friendly. As climate activists pranked their way into the spotlight, they glued themselves to roads, to goalposts, to Van Goghs, to Monets, to Porsches, to airports, to tunnels. Essentially, anything besides the employment centre.
People are dying in monsoons, wildfires.
These men, women, and other captivated the media's attention with their bold, coordinated publicity stunts. They threw soup on paintings, paint on luxury stores, and luxury stores on soup. Wait a minute. At number 8 this year is the phenomenon of wordle that completely took over people's phones, lives, and brains. The simple word game was created and developed by a Welsh software engineer named Josh Wardle, no doubt the most useful contribution ever made to the world by the Welsh. The game soon gained viral popularity, with 2 million players logging in daily to give it a shot. Let's see if our in-house expert Mo Lester can find today's word. Off you go, Mo.
Alright, 5 letters. Moist.
No worries, 5 more tries.
Queef. Gosh darn it.
Mo, use the colours to guide your guesses.
Bacon.
That's the point.
Let's try bacon.
Are you even listening to me right now?
Vodka, maybe. Try vodka.
Look at the letters.
Cocaine.
That's 6 letters.
Puss.
Alright, that's enough. Speaking of letters, one dominated the internet over the course of 2022. G, or more precisely, top G. Coming in at number 7 is Andrew Tate, whose social media antics propelled him to widespread fame earlier this year. Tate first received online attention for his inflammatory tweets regarding sexual assault, women, and mental health. Tate also operates Hustlers University, essentially a glorified chat room where members pay a monthly membership fee to receive instruction on topics such as dropshipping, cryptocurrency training courses, accumulating wealth, and male-to-female interactions. By encouraging members of this university/Ponzi scheme/braindead harem to post large numbers of videos of him to social media platforms, Tate shot to TikTok fame, where videos related to him have accumulated over 22 billion views. Unsurprisingly for a man who prefers dating 18-year-olds, he's been banned by Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, a prohibition which pales in comparison to one of the most monumental bans of all time. At number 6 on the list, because this is a bit more important than a self-centered, Humpty Dumpty looking scam artist, the overturning of Roe v. Wade retracted the constitutional right to an abortion across the not-so-United States. For those uncultured swine who think that Roe v. Wade was last night's UFC heavyweight matchup, the names refer to the infamous 1973 Supreme Court ruling that provided Americans with an absolute right to an abortion in the first trimester of pregnancy. However, now with its overturning, individual states now possess the authority to set their own abortion policies. That's what makes this decision such a monumental one, as engaging in a bit of a sexy time now has a lot more consequences. And let's see what our finance correspondent Brent Dow Jones III thinks of it.
Sebastian, do you ever think about how this decision is going to impact your stock portfolio?
No.
Because that's your half, pal.
Money was a concern for most of us in 2022, but especially for this other Humpty Dumpty looking chap, the president of FIFA, who seems to be a very intellectual man.
Today I feel gay.
Coming in at number 5, the World Cup has proven to be one of the most controversial yet highly anticipated events of 2022. Ever since the tournament started, the media have dropped a literal atomic bomb of articles, videos, analysing and deconstructing the World Cup, so all those clueless American lowlifes who think it's soccer instead of football can pretend they care. But as the games have progressed, we've all been swept up in the excitement and energy of the tournament, much like our French chef and food reviewer René-François de Luc Saint-Pierre.
Allez, putain, yes! Putain, allez!
Someone's excited. And what a competition it's been. Crazy comebacks, remarkable goals, journalists dying, and giants falling. What a bunch of crybabies, huh? Except for the Brits. They were simply sympathising with the plight of migrant workers. Yet when it came to people dying in 2022, migrant workers and journalists were both relegated to irrelevance, as Queen Elizabeth decided to say cheerio to the planet. That's right, at number 4 on this list is the death of one of the greatest monarchs of all time, old Lizzie herself. Born in 1926, Elizabeth enjoyed an illustrious private education and married a spring young buck by the name of Prince Philip at the age of 21. Yep, well, at that age you were probably struggling to cook pasta. Lizzie was marrying a Prince of Greece and Denmark. She would then accede to the throne at the young age of 25 and oversee a long, sable, yet tumultuous reign marked by troubles in Ireland, decolonisation in Africa and Asia, the formation of the European Union, the Cold War, COVID-19, countless jubilees, and the birth of Kim Kardashian. Upon her death, the world was #shook, because, let's be honest, we all thought she would simply live forever. Yet as the news updates poured in, the truth became apparent. It was about mourning the Queen, and also about who could deliver the most heartfelt, yet fire Twitter tribute. A distinction which goes to Thomas Cook, Shrek himself, and Jimmy's Dildo Emporium. Speaking of Twitter, its $44 billion acquisition by big brain boy Elon Musk is the third biggest story of 2022. Even if you don't regularly share your useless opinions regarding random TV series to complete strangers, you've definitely heard about the social media platform's acquisition by Muskie for a staggering $44 billion. I think all I had to do was just download it for free from the App Store. Mr. Musk began buying shares of Twitter on January 2022, and by April, he owned 9.1% of the entire company, making him the official majority stakeholder. Twitter then invited him to join their board of directors, an offer which Musk declined before channeling his inner frat boy and making an unsolicited offer to purchase the entire company. Twitter agreed, but then Musk suddenly terminated the agreement. Twitter filed a lawsuit. Musk backed down. The deal was concluded, and Elon then proceeded to cordially plant his big boots up the arses of half the company's workforce. Ciao ciao. Let's ask our tech correspondent, Regis Maximus, what he thinks about it all.
I mean, sure, there is more speech, Sebastian, but to charge people $8 a month just feels like a slap in the face.
You know who else was slapped in the face this year?
I was, a couple times.
Shut up, because you already know what I'm talking about, folks. At number 2 on the list is the slap heard around the world. In what will no doubt go down as the craziest moment in Oscar history, actor Will Smith marched up to comedian Chris Rock and proceeded to absolutely demolish the facial integrity of the comedian's left cheek. Comedian Chris Rock was announcing the nominees for the Best Documentary Feature. Will Smith and his wife, Jada, were seated together near the front of the audience. Rock then made the infamous G.I. Jane 2 joke, referring to Jada's shaved head. As the audience laughed, Will Smith got up, walked across the stage, and landed a resounding slap on Chris Rock's face. The ceremony was stunned, the live audience incredulous, and the internet was just getting started. Because the memes, oh the memes.
My wife's name out your mouth!
Now, Will Smith has been banned from attending the Oscars for the next 10 years, but you certainly aren't banned from liking the video and subscribing to the bloody channel. Are you? No, you're not. Do it! And now, ladies and gentlemen, drumroll please, because I present to you the biggest story of 2022. More drums. More. You already probably guessed what it is. Justin Bieber ate a red pepper chicken wrap. Wait, no. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is without a doubt the biggest story of the year, and perhaps even the decade, as it marked the start of the most brutal and ruthless war Europe has seen since World War II. Following the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution, Russia had annexed Crimea, and fighting between paramilitary groups and Ukrainian forces has been ongoing ever since. But it was in March of 2021 that Russia began a large build-up of military forces along its border with Ukraine. A full year later then, on the morning of February 24th, Vladimir Putin's forces invaded Ukraine. Many thought the war was going to be a quick affair, a pushover for the mighty Russians, yet the opposite has happened, with the Ukrainians bravely resisting the Russian onslaught with the aid of NATO, the US, and copious amounts of moolah. Always helps to have some. And the US too. Former joke man and current Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been tirelessly promoting his nation's cause, and was actually just named the Time Person of the Year, joining other notable past nominees like Joseph Stalin, Richard Nixon, and you. Yes, you. You who have watched this video all the way to the end. Thank you. Thank you all for your support this year, for your love, for your likes, for your comments, and your money. Sorry, just cut that last part. That does it for the definitive 2022 Rewind. The exclusive Christmas special is out next week, so don't you miss it. But until then, shalom. Losers, more drums. More drums. More.
You can click the beep there.
Okay. Let me try that one more time.